Hi, my name's Charlie, head coach of AV, and welcome to Art of War. Today I'm going to be running through the drafting phases of Game 1 in our Gauntlet match versus Legacy. It's important to note going into this first game that both teams haven't scrimmed each other in a very while and don't know each other's picks, so if the first game is going to be very raw, and both teams are likely to get the comps that they want to get. That being said, let's take a look. So to start off, Legacy first pick Ryze. Now Ryze is a strong champion for both Claire and Frey, and with Cassio taken off the table, it's a very strong and safe, powerful blind pick. Now on game day, we plan specifically for the opening round of picks, as it's very simple and very easy to assume the enemy first picks and plan responses, but as you get later down the draft, it becomes more convoluted and the variables compound and it's very hard to predict. So, we end up locking in Olaf and Varus in response to the Ryze. Olaf is a strong jungler who can heavily influence the mid 2v2 early, and when facing off against a Sejuani or a Skarner as we predicted them to pick, he does very well both pre and post 6. Varus is also a very strong AD on the patch and offers CC where Olaf lacks it. Now Legacy have a couple of options here. They can mirror our picks and safely lock in jungle or AD carry, or they could go for a top blind, or they can take a support if they consider something high priority left open. Now at this point in the draft, we thought Legacy would take a jungler and probably their AD, as taking a disengage AD versus Varus Olaf is strong, and being stuck on an immobile can cause problems. However, they choose to take Ornn and Taric, which tells us that they want to play a teamfight comp and stray away from 1-3-1. Our job now is to either choose to try and match their teamfight, or we can pivot and try something different. Now we choose the third pick Braum here. This pick is here for two reasons. Primarily, we picked the Braum because it sets us up for a Corki pick out of the pinch, which is what we had planned coming into the day. Braum is strong with double AD carry compositions as he provides good frontline peel as well as having more people to proc his passive from afar. For bans in this phase, we choose to ban out junglers, as banning AD carries felt wasted. We choose to ban the two huge tank junglers left open in Zac and Sejuani and hope to force Sybil onto Skarner because he doesn't do very well versus our comp. Legacy choose to ban Anivia and Swain. Now we did not expect the Anivia ban at all, we were instead expecting something along the lines of Azir. But we come out of the pinch well, and we end up picking our Corki fourth. Now taking a look at the draft from this spot, both teams probably have what they want, and it's going to come down to execution. Our last pick can fill any holes in our comp and counter any specifics they choose to draft. At this point, we felt Legacy had wasted a lot of bans on champions we had no interest in playing, and that we had a very good comp that we were very comfortable playing. That being said, Legacy were probably very happy with their draft too, bar maybe the jungle pinch, picking Rek'Sai and Ezreal to round up their comp. Rek'Sai is not someone you see too often, and was likely picked to match some of the early pressure from Olaf and also assist in the mid 2v2. Rek'Sai's passive Tremor Sense is also very good at playing Baron from both ahead and behind later on in the game, and controlling the vision in general. To finish off our comp, we picked Cho'Gath. We felt he has a decent laning phase versus Ornn and offers a lot to our teamfight. He can be a meat shield for blocking a lot of Legacy's skill shot based damage, as well as scaling infinitely into the late game. He also helps with CC, and crucially he has a silence. The silence proved very useful this game in stopping Ryze and Ezreal doing damage, as well as bursting out Taric before he can ult. Overall, seeing the two comps, both have viable win conditions. Both compositions have good team fighting, and both comps have good side laning mids, so they shouldn't have any trouble playing waves. A lot of this game is going to come down to how Rek'Sai can develop an early lead, and which team is more poised playing around neutral objectives and just teamfight execution. Thanks for watching this episode, and I hope you guys enjoyed the insight into my team's thought process during draft.